They told you it was raw footage. They promised a bombshell. And just like every promise from the Trump crowd, what you actually got was a heavily edited mess, missing minutes, and a MAGA base finally realizing, maybe, just maybe, you can't trust a con man to keep his word. Now, isn't that a surprise? Let's start with the facts Wired just dropped. The DOJ's so-called raw surveillance footage from Epstein's cell wasn't just handed over straight from a prison server. Nope, not at all. The metadata from the footage screams that it was hacked together in Adobe Premiere Pro, spliced, diced, exported, and served up as evidence that everything is just fine. Nothing to see here. Well, except for that mysterious missing minute where reality just skips ahead. It's the sort of editing job you'd expect from a beginning YouTuber, not the Department of Justice. And now even Trump's own MAGA base is starting to smell their rat. Pam Bondi, Don Bongino, Kash Patel, these are the folks who rode the "we'll reveal the Epstein client list" train straight into the White House. Now the only thing they're revealing is their complete and utter inability to deliver on a single damn promise.
Do you believe that DOJ and FBI right now, with the guys who are all close to Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, do you think they have any credibility left to pursue this?
No, and I'll tell you exactly why, Steve, because in 2016, we trusted the plan with Trump. But now Trump has become the deep state. The exact thing we voted him in.
Why do you say he's become the deep state?
What is more deep state than covering up for pedophiles? Why would you go to that island? Why? Tell me, why would you go to that island?
And you know what? For once, the base is right. Trump ran on trust the plan. Now he is the plan. And the plan is apparently a cover-up for pedophiles, protect the swamp and hope nobody asks questions. What's more deep state than running interference for Epstein's friends? They're so deep they're drowning in it. Next up is a parade of right-wing influencers moaning about how insulting it is that Trump admin just covered this up. Yes, MAGA? The grift you were sold was, in fact, a grift. Wakey, wakey, it's time to see through this con.
It's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
Them
If their lives depended on it, they couldn't even shut their own damned mouths.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do believe that 100%, especially when you're staring at me like this, telling me that.
How cockeyed is he? You've said this a few times. Can we get a photo of him really quick?
Once you protect pedophiles, you are the most cockeyed person in the entire world. I never called him cockeyed Cash before this.
He couldn't see all the other people raping the children.
If they're complicit in this cover-up and the protection of pedophiles, they should all be jailed.
He's just staring at the bridge of his nose. Like, I don't see anything over here. I watched all 3,000 hours of footage.
Maybe I'm wrong on this, but you keep talking about this Epstein. They keep talking about this Epstein list. I got the list on my desk. Now they're saying nothing happened. So one of two things in my mind is possible. One, you're covering it up, or two, nothing really happened, and you exploited the rape of thousands of children to get your man elected. So which one do you want here?
If you appreciate this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Now let's savor this moment. MAGA is now arguing with itself over whether Trump covered up for Epstein or whether they just exploited the entire conspiracy to keep the base angry, outraged, and voting red. It's like watching a snake eat its own tail, except the snake is also trying to sell you gold coins and MyPillow promo codes. And for all their big talk, what did they actually deliver? Remember when Pam Bondi waved those Epstein files binders in front of the cameras? Tens of thousands of videos, she promised. Tens of thousands of nothing is what you got. The DOJ's memo is no client list, Epstein died by suicide, and don't even think about asking for more documents or you'll trigger another Fox News meltdown.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
That's right. Suddenly, Trump and his crew can't believe anyone's still asking about the one thing they built their whole brand on. MAGA, why are you harping on about the past? Now, I wonder how long it will be before they start screaming, but what about Hunter Biden? It's almost artistic in its shamelessness. The truth is, the whole operation was a scam from the get-go. The second these so-called outsiders got a sniff of actual power, the conspiracy grifters morphed into government stooges. Bongino, Mr. Epstein, was murdered, now has to defend the official story and not the real one. Patel's gone from podcaster to defender of the prison system. The only consistent thing that's happening here is all the lying.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file.
Look, if you believe that, you're too far gone, and Trump is allowed to do whatever he wants to you, and that includes protecting pedophiles. And the real kicker, Axios reports the mega crew is now fighting with each other over who to blame for this train wreck. Bongino was so pissed he took the day off to consider resigning. Bondi is accused of overpromising and under-delivering. This is what happens when your whole movement is built on conspiracy, grift, and the endless promise of a bombshell that never lands. Here's the bottom line. The Trump administration promised transparency and delivered deception. They promised truth and delivered edited video. They pledged to drain the swamp, but instead, they hid their true nature behind lies and deceit. And they pretended all along they weren't the very creatures that live in that swamp. They are the swamp. And the MAGA base? Are they finally waking up to the fact that they've been conned? Maybe, but not enough to stop buying the next miracle cure. Good luck to those who are still trying to defend this horrendous man and this horrendous administration. And you will need that luck, for you lack the courage to admit that you were wrong. If you like what we're doing here, just click one of these videos. Go on, treat yourself. Let me know your thoughts below. Agree or disagree, I'd still like to hear them. And if you fancy helping out, hit subscribe and give us a wee thumbs up for the algorithm. I really appreciate it, folks. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.